So now, what information have you learned this morning that I made a guarantee for you about? I guaranteed you that the information that I would share with you this morning would somehow help you during the course of your professional career. What did you learn? You learned that talking to these people, talking to your clients, your adversaries, your colleagues, friends, in everyday situations, at some point during your life, you will encounter people to tell you their tale of woe, their tale of a tragedy. And as you begin to listen to them, you are going to ask the question in your own mind as well as with the client. Hey, what do you think was done wrong? And what injury did you receive as a result of that? And once you identify that information, you're now going to ask yourself, okay, is this matter timely? Are we talking about something that happened 20 years ago or something that happened 3 weeks ago? Once you identify that this matter is timely, you're now going to ask a number of other questions. What are the damages? What are the likely defenses that are going to arise? What are the issues? What's the key issue here? Was it a failure to diagnose breast cancer? Was it a scenario where a doctor did something improperly? Was it a scenario where a doctor claims to have used his best judgment and did something that even though most other doctors would do, he did just the opposite? And you'll find that oftentimes the second doctor the patient goes to get things fixed, they often are the hero. They say, oh, I would never have done it this way. I would have done it this way, and you would never have this problem. Great. Try getting that doctor to come in and testify to say that. What's the likelihood of that happening? 0. Almost 0. So once you begin to talk to these people, you develop this information, now the question for you is, what do you do next? You've got all this great information. You don't handle medical malpractice cases. You've made a decision about whether to keep the case and try and do it on your own or refer it out to somebody else. You've now chosen to refer it out, and what happens next? You now have to ask those questions that will help you make sure that if they are successful, you are entitled to receive a fee for referring the case out. And then you have to go ahead and give the attorney information that's going to help him identify more great information about whether or not to take on a case like this. So I'm going to leave you with this final comment. In your reading materials, whether you get it online or in the book, I included a copy of a book I wrote called Secrets of a New York Medical Malpractice Attorney. And you can buy that online, but you already have it in your materials. It is a consumer-oriented book. It is not a book, it's not a legal treatise for attorneys. It's a compilation of articles designed for consumers to understand how medical malpractice cases work in the state of New York. I highly encourage you to read it. It's an easy read, it's a quick read. It will help you understand more of what we've been discussing this morning. It will give you a better idea of how these cases work, and more importantly, the key question is, how can you help your potential clients solve their problems even though you don't handle medical malpractice cases, whether it's bankruptcy, real estate, mergers and acquisitions, whatever it is that you do, you will encounter people who have these problems, and now at least you'll be knowledgeable and can teach these people about how these types of cases work and whether they may have a valid basis for a case. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Gerry Oginski. Thanks so much, everybody.